Mini episode 635 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by the Pullins Group, delivering public affairs consulting and marketing services for small businesses trying to grow. Follow them on the web at pullinsgroup.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to mini episode 635 of the FDH Lounge. This is FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with the FantasyDraftHelp.com insider for our 12th season covering the NFL. This is your Week 9 recommendation for fantasy football starters. We've got some preface notes that we'll be delivering every week. First of all, our advice is probably a bit different than some in the industry. We're not the place to go regarding the question of whether or not to play a healthy Aaron Rodgers this week. Aside from reiterating our list of gimmies, we don't discuss them beyond that. We're also not part of the movement that overstates the importance of week-to-week matchups. Sadly, if you bungled your draft or auction, there's not much except a stroke of great luck on the waiver wire that can salvage your season. Now, in very shallow leagues, you can pick up potential impact players off the waiver wire, but you hardly need a fantasy football industry source to tell you to do that. We play the percentages on giving our advice, which is all that anyone can do, even those in the industry who purport to own a crystal ball. You'll always get intellectual honesty from us. Okay, here's our list of constants for the season. When healthy, you don't jerk with these guys. You leave them in your lineup regardless of scary matchups. There are 4 quarterbacks: Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. There are 9 running backs: Jamal Charles, Eddie Lacy, C.J. Anderson, Matt Forte, Marshawn Lynch, Jeremy Hill, Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell, and DeMarco Murray. There are 8 wide receivers: Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, Megatron, Demaryius Thomas, Dez Bryant, Julio Jones, Randall Cobb, and A.J. Green. There are 2 tight ends, Rob Gronkowski and Jimmy Graham. With the gimmies out of the way, in a moment, a look at the more marginal picks for this week. Folks, you're listening to the FantasyDraftHelp.com insider.
Get on up, stay on the scene.
What happened, Toast?
I think he's on steroids. It's like trying to cover a f***ing racehorse.
Get up, get on up, stay on the scene. Get on up like a sex machine. Get on up, get on up, stay on the scene. Get on up like a sex machine.
Remember, our recommendations for the Thursday NFL games are always up on our Twitter account at the FDH Lounge. Baltimore, Kansas City, Houston, Detroit, Seattle, and Arizona are on the bye this week. We like 10 QBs this week: Drew Brees, Derek Carr, Jay Cutler, Andy Dalton, Eli Manning, Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, and Jameis Winston. We like 12 running backs: Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley, Mark Ingram, Chris Ivory, Deion Lewis, Doug Martin, Ryan Matthews, LaShawn McCoy, Darren McFadden, Shane Vereen, D'Angelo Williams, and Danny Woodhead. We like 13 wide receivers: Martavis Bryant, Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, Eric Decker, Stephon Diggs, Julian Edelman, Mike Evans, Pierre Garçon, Alshon Jeffrey, James Jones, Jarvis Landry, Brandon Marshall, and Emmanuel Sanders. We like 4 tight ends: Martellus Bennett, Charles Clay, Greg Olsen, and Delaney Walker. Every week we also recommend 5 of these players as especially strong, and this week's slate includes Eli Manning, Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman, Julian Edelman, and Greg Olsen. Thanks for checking us out. Again, for a more comprehensive look at this year's fantasy football season, download our free guide, Fantasy Football Draftology 2015, available on the main page at FantasyDraftHelp.com. And also check out Fantasy Hockey Draftology 2015 and Fantasy Hoops Draftology 2015. Go break off a little value on your opponents in fantasy sports, and be sure to sample our other Nothing is Off-Topic mini episodes, including our recent conversations with superstars such as Chip Carey, Lex Luger, Nikita Koloff, and Bob Barker from the FDH Lounge.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, waitresses, strippers, bartenders, garbage men, janitors, microwave popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and the Periodic Table of Elements.